In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to teach your puppy to sit, lie down, and stay. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel again. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who haven't met Hazel, say hi to Hazel. She's a wonderful little Labradoodle puppy. Today's video, I'm going to teach you the 3 basic simple commands every one of you should be starting with. Teaching your dog to sit, teaching your dog to lie down, teaching your dog to stay. So how do we teach Hazel to sit? Well, let's get her up walking. And what I've got here is some kibble, which she seems to really like. We're using food as a reward. You can use something else, so if it doesn't need to be kibble, you can use something yummy, like a yummy piece of protein, maybe freeze-dried liver. My last dog, Lewis, really loved that. Something that your dog really likes, your pup really likes, they're gonna respond to in a positive way. And I want you to start out with food, especially these young puppies. So as you can see, I'm starting with Hazel on this. She's attached to me on a leash, because I want her to be set up for success. And one of the ways you're doing that is, you're ultimately in control of your pup. You're not letting them sort of run loose around the house. You want for them to have the highest chance of success. So if we're going to start something simple like sit, lie down, stay, the first thing I want to do with Hazel is just get her to react to me. I'm going to say her name, Hazel, good girl, and she's going to respond to me. She looks at me, we have eye contact, and I'm like, good girl. That's a simple thing. We just want to start with that. I want you to say your puppy's name, whatever it may be. He or she responds, you're going to give her a treat right away. The most immediate response, where you're immediately reward her, him or her, then they really react. And they're going to pair that with, okay, he or she says my name, I respond, I get something good. And then we could progress to something, such as the sit. So how do you start with, teaching your dog how to sit? So let's first imagine that Hazel isn't quite as well trained as she is, and she's running around and she just doesn't get the idea. She's like, I love the smell of that food. How would you start? How would you get her to sit? Let me just show you here the easiest way you can find with you guys. First of all, you've got her interested. See how she's sniffing the food and she really wants it. Is, slowly moving her hand on the treat, just slowly moving it up, where it's just up above her nose. And then she sits like, good girl, Hazel. And I've used the command sit, and I've rewarded her. So let's just try that again. Girl Hazel. Let's imagine again, she's this not so well trained puppy. Girl Hazel. Hazel, sit. Good girl. Good girl. And you'd be surprised how quickly the puppies pick that up. What you're doing, because they know that, I do this thing that he's asking, that simple command, I get rewarded. The next command that I want to teach you guys is, how are you going to teach your pup to lie down? Got Hazel sitting, as you can see here. Then our next command is we want her to lie down. So I've got the treat by her nose where she's sitting, and I'm going to slowly move it to the ground. Down, Hazel. Good girl. And then you get your food. And see how I moved that slowly? I moved the treat slowly down to the ground. She followed it down, almost sort of tucked it under her chin. Down she went, and then she got rewarded. Oh, good girl. You are. Good girl, Hazel. Now let's talk about the stay command. It's really important in terms of, to think about the safety of your dog. Think about any time you want your dog to not do something. And one of the more important commands, sit, down, stay, and then come when asked on recall. Now let's see if we can teach Hazel how to stay and how you can train your puppy to stay on command. Hazel already does that for us as well. But once again, let's look at how you can be doing it successfully with your own puppy at home. So first of all, once again, you're going to have a piece of food, something your dog really likes, your pup really loves. With Hazel, we've got this little skunk, which she seems to enjoy. I also have a little piece of kibble. And so the first thing is we're going to get your puppy into that sit command. So Hazel, sit, and then it's going to be Hazel, stay. And if she stays for just 1 second, good girl. then reward her. Like you're not asking very much at first. You just to show a little bit of patience, and then you reward her. So then you're gonna try with a little bit of longer time each time. Like Hazel, stay. Good girl. So I went 5 seconds, and then she got rewarded. Yeah. So once again, you've asked your pup to sit. You're gonna say, Hazel, stay. Good girl. Most puppies, you're not gonna start that way. I mean, you're gonna start by those simple commands we just discussed. You're gonna ask just a little teeny bit of them. As well, I always advise that you've got your pup on a leash, so you've got control. So, they're not gonna be as easily distracted, and you're gonna set them up for success, or they're not wandering too far from you. And then as soon as they do have a teeny little bit of patience, then reward them. Like, as you saw that. Hazel stayed, she held off for a second, then she got rewarded. And as she went long, then you tested out a little bit longer, she's successful, then reward her. So it's just about incremental changes where you slowly add more time, and each time your pup is successful, he or she gets rewarded, and your dog will get it. I mean, there's the sort of 3 basic commands. I really think that all of you can have that down within that first week. Last command I want to discuss, and I think it'd be good because Hazel's not responding to me as well as she would with Rachel or Annika. She doesn't really know me yet. Is having Hazel come when I call her, and you being able to teach that same command to your own dogs. So imagine you're outside, anywhere you want your dog to come when she's called. In part, just having a well-trained dog. Secondly, just think of something like safety. You name it, for a whole variety of reasons. It's kind of the top big commands that should be first taught to your puppy. So once again, I've got Hazel on a leash, so we know she's not too far away. Good girl, Hazel. I've got her favorite treat, and as soon as she shows like a little bit of movement towards me where she hears her name, and I say the word Hazel, come, and she gets near, then I reward her. She doesn't need to come and sit. I just need her to initially respond to her voice and move towards me. So let's just try it first. Hazel, come. Good girl. Oh my goodness, you're such a good little dog. So that's it, where I use her name, like Hazel, come, and not every puppy is gonna come right at you, but you say their name, they start moving towards you, then reward them right away. And she only has to go that 3 or 4 feet because your pup's on a leash. So start really short. Maybe it's just a foot long, but just enough, that your pup can hear you. Like, Hazel, come. Good girl. She didn't have to go far. I'm not asking her to even walk, but I'm just asking her to respond to her name, move towards me. She gets a reward. Thank you guys once again for watching this video on puppy training. Thanks a lot for you, Hazel, for being the little star in today's video. I'd love for you guys to give a thumbs up to this video. You gotta give a thumbs up to Hazel. Subscribe to my channel by clicking down there. And lastly, I want you to click that link in the box below, and then when you do that, you sign up for my newsletter. I can send you my free books and my free videos on how to heal your dogs at home with my top natural remedies.